Welcome to County Magazine, a chance to find out what's new across Fairfax County. I'm Brian Ashby. On this edition, we'll take a look at Resilient Fairfax, the county's strategy for confronting climate change. And we'll learn about the Board of Supervisors' commitment to affordable housing across the county. Plus, your business could be one of 3,000 working with the county. Find out how. And finally, learn how to save a life with hands-only CPR. In recent years, weather has been getting warmer, wetter, and weirder. From hotter temperatures to greater rainfall, we are living with the effects of climate change more and more every day. Enter Resilient Fairfax, the county's climate adaptation and resilience plan, developed to ensure we thrive as we work to end climate change. Take a look.
Climate change is happening now, creating intense natural hazards like severe storms, extreme heat, and flooding.
Just like the rest of the world, we are seeing the effects of climate change here in Fairfax County. We are working on both sides of climate change, both the cause related to the greenhouse gas emissions, and then how we better prepare for the changing climate through Resilient Fairfax plan. Resilient Fairfax is the county's climate adaptation and resilience plan. And so the county is already seeing effects of climate change. We are experiencing severe storms, extreme heat, and those events damage our infrastructure, our property, affect our services, and the natural systems overall. We're seeing them more frequent, and they have tens of millions of dollars of impacts when they occur.
When talking about climate change and the effects on the county, it's important to understand the difference between weather and climate. Weather refers to the conditions we experience day to day, such as individual storms or daily temperatures. Climate refers to weather trends averaged over 20 years or longer.
So for the majority of Fairfax County history, our climate has been relatively stable and predictable. In recent decades, our climate here has gotten measurably warmer, wetter, and weirder.
In the warmer category, we are seeing higher average annual temperatures and more extreme heat days. Currently, we see on average 7 days per year that are hotter than 95 degrees. That number is expected to jump to approximately 37 extreme heat days per year by 2050.
In the wetter category, we're seeing an increase in the intensity of our rainstorms. So rather than having gentle rain that's spread over multiple days, we have very heavy rain followed by no rain, followed by very heavy rain again. And the reason that causes flooding is because our stormwater systems are not designed to hold that volume of water all at once. And then we also have coastal flooding along the Potomac River.
In the weirder category, we are seeing more chaotic weather, unseasonal temperature swings, and changes in the intensity and frequency of severe storms. These changes are projected to continue, which is creating serious risks and costly challenges for Fairfax County's residents, infrastructure, and its public services.
The increase in these climate hazards have a direct impact on our services, whether it's our first responders and emergency response, as well as all the agencies that support them during an event.
When we have more frequent flooding, that causes damage to our homes, our roads, and our parks. When we have more frequent severe storms, that causes physical damage to our buildings and our infrastructure. It puts our populations at physical risk. The good news is that there is a lot we can do to enhance the resilience of our community.
The Resilient Fairfax plan includes 48 strategies to guide the county through the climate crisis. This plan was created through a remarkable collaboration of over 20 county agencies, along with dozens of community representatives, organizations, infrastructure managers, utilities, and the general public. Strategy categories include integrated action planning to ensure we are working together across county government to align plans and policy that will help us reach our climate goals and enhance our resilience. Climate-ready communities that are well-connected, safe, and prepared to respond and recover from climate hazards. Resilient infrastructure and buildings that can withstand climate impacts, keep residents safe, and reduce service disruptions. And adaptive environments that are protected and restored to naturally absorb floodwater and reduce heat. Boosting our climate resilience enhances our quality of life, public services, natural resources, infrastructure strength, and social connectivity. Together, we can create a more resilient, connected, equitable, and prosperous Fairfax County. Fairfax County Office of Environmental and Energy Coordination will be releasing guidance and education on how residents can take action in Resilient Fairfax. For more information and to learn more about the plan, visit fairfaxcounty.gov and search Resilient Fairfax.
Recently, the Fairfax Housing Symposium convened to focus on solutions to affordable housing in the county. The symposium brought community partners together with elected officials and advocacy groups to advance the county's goal of bringing affordable housing to every community in Fairfax County. Here's more.
The Housing Symposium has been a joint venture between the Fairfax County Redevelopment and Housing Authority and George Mason University. We are so grateful to George Mason for hosting us here on their campus. As the Housing Symposium has grown since 2019, so has our audience. We have people here from the development community, we have advocates, we have elected officials, and we have citizens who are generally interested or want to advocate for the topic at hand. We have really worked to put together a symposium topic this year that inspires people. The theme this year was Innovate to Accelerate. And the whole idea is to help people understand what they can do around different resources, whether it be through different creative ways of financing or pulling different resources together, for example, to make housing possible.
When we took office, we had a bold goal of building 5,000 affordable housing units in the next couple decades. And very quickly, because of the work that our board did in getting affordable housing units approved, utilizing our land, utilizing our resources, stressing out the RHA with all these creative opportunities. What I am most proud about with these unit numbers that I shared with you is if you plot them on a map of the county, these affordable housing units are everywhere in Fairfax County. And if we are really going to build high quality affordable housing, access to opportunity, and be that progressive affordable housing community, we have to be loud and outspoken about every community needs affordable housing.
Housing, as you all know, is the foundation of our daily lives. Having a roof over your head is one of our basic human needs, and more being understood and accepted as a basic human right. I know that those of us at HUD and our partners here today share that vision.
Housing is so complicated from a financial standpoint, from a land use standpoint, from a community buy-in standpoint. So I look at these types of events as educational as well as networking. You learn a lot about how people have solved problems and what they're doing to leverage the limited resources that are available. So it's a fantastic opportunity, as evidenced by the fact that it's great turnout and a lot of energy.
Affordable housing is one of the most important foundational subject matters that we have to address as a community. Without providing a place for people to live and succeed, we can't have a vibrant economy, which we've enjoyed in Fairfax County for so many years. So finding new ways to make housing possible is one of the most important things we can do as advocates, elected officials, and general community members.
From giant corporations to mom and pop shops down the street, more than 3,000 businesses sell their goods and services to Fairfax County government. The Department of Procurement and Material Management wants to show you how to start a thriving business partnership with the county.
Opportunities abound here at the county. Everything we do with respect to meeting the needs of the county relates to goods, services, or possibly construction. These opportunities are available to all business types, all business sizes, but you got to know how to navigate and find these business opportunities.
Our supply chain here in Fairfax County is very diverse. We spend over $1 billion across over 3,000 different vendors. So there's such a great opportunity for small businesses and SWAM businesses, which are small, women, and minority-owned businesses, to find opportunities to contract and sell with us.
First, a vendor has to consider if they fit, if there's a right fit for the county. Is what they sell to the county something the county has a requirement for? Then they have to consider the business size and how they would sell to the county. Are they interested in more larger contracts, or is the capacity of their business on a smaller scale? Fairfax County is a vast and complex organization with many, many needs and requirements. Every one of those requirements turns into an opportunity for a business to do business with the county.
If for whatever reason a small business can't find where they fit, we do have a resource called the Vendor Pitch Portal. So this is an area where a business or a supplier can go and submit their pitch for whatever service or good that they provide, and that routes to the right procurement department agency that's interested in procuring that specific item.
There are many benefits. One is that it provides employment to our company staff, translators, and interpreters. It also means that we're able to show past performance with a county government, and that's been very important for our business development in the public sector.
So the relationship with Fairfax County has been fantastic. It's we work specifically with the Office of Elections, and I feel like it gives us a sense of pride. We feel like we're helping the community. That's a good feeling, right? It's good for us to help people out. We know we're helping the county, and I think we're saving them a lot of money as well.
Hopefully the videos will allow these vendors to understand the complexities of the organization, and will give them tricks on how to figure out who to talk to, which department they sell their goods and services to, and if it's a good fit for them. Does their business have the capacity to sell to the government? Are they prepared? These videos and educational workshops will help them navigate that process.
Supplier diversity and innovation go hand in hand. The more perspectives and the more ideas that we have in our supplier base, the more fruitful and full our county looks.
These days, people are hesitant to use traditional CPR during emergencies due to the concern of the spread of illness. But hands-only CPR has been proven as effective as traditional CPR in the first few minutes of a cardiac arrest. The Fire and Rescue Department wants you to know how this one simple action called hands-only CPR can save a life.
Hello, I'm Technician Wicker with the Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Department. The purpose of this informational video is to instruct you on how to provide hands-only CPR. Hands-only CPR has been shown to be as effective as traditional CPR in the first few minutes of a cardiac arrest. Check to make sure the scene is safe, and then check the person. Tap the person on the shoulder and ask them if they are okay.
Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?
If the person does not respond, check for signs of normal breathing. If the person does not respond, call 911 or ask a bystander to call 911.
You, call 911.
Place the heel of your dominant hand in the center of the patient's chest, then place your other hand on top of your first hand and interlock your fingers. Position your shoulders directly over your hands and keep your arms straight. Push hard and push fast. Use your body weight to help you push at least 2 inches deep. Deliver compressions at a rate of at least 100 to 120 compressions per minute. Make sure you are letting the chest rise completely between each compression. Keep doing CPR until you see obvious signs of life, another responder or trained professional arrives, an AED becomes available, or the scene becomes unsafe.
Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient. Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now. Press the orange button now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR.
We hope you never have to use this skill, but if you see someone unconscious and not breathing normally, we hope you won't be afraid to try it. Even if they're not in cardiac arrest, there's very little risk of causing them serious harm. Remember, call 911 and push hard and fast in the center of the chest. These actions may help save a life.
Well, that's it for this edition of County Magazine. Thanks for joining me. Remember, there are countless ways to get involved in your community to make Fairfax County an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm Brian Ashby, and we'll see you next time on County Magazine.